Welcome back. My name is Dr. Carl Baird, and today I'll be teaching you 12 joint-friendly stability ball exercises. So the stability ball is a great piece of equipment to help you safely build strength to limit impact on your joints for less pain and arthritis. But like most pieces of equipment, there are good exercises and bad exercises when it comes to solving pain. So today I picked out 12 of my favorite to help you build strength without stressing your joints. Let's go ahead and get started. The first exercise is a hip thrust exercise, a great way to target your glutes and hamstrings to help protect your back and your knees. To perform, you put your back on the stability ball, knees bent, feet flat on the floor, then press through the feet to come to this top position where your body's in a straight line, your knees are bent at 90 degrees, and drop the hips back down. Next, we have the hip thrust march exercise. So this one's harder than it looks. But to perform, we're going to get into the top position of our hip thrust. This one is easier when our feet are closer together. So mine are touching where the hip thrust, they're about hip width apart. From there, once we're at the top of our hip thrust position, we're just going to march in place. And again, we're targeting those glutes and hamstrings, working on our core and our balance at the same time. To come down, just drop your hips. And next we have the single leg hip thrust. This is just a more advanced and challenging way to strengthen our glutes and our hamstrings. To perform, we'll start at the bottom of our hip thrust exercise, lift one leg, press through the stance leg, and come back down. Next we have the dead bug. So to perform, we're going to put the ball on our thighs, our arms on the top of the ball. From there, bring our hips and our knees to that 90-90 position that we use from the dead bug. And then from there, drop the opposite arm, opposite leg. So for me, I'll start right hand, right leg, come back. And again, what we're paying attention to is that you can keep that strong spinal position throughout the movement. So you don't want your pelvis to rock forward and really arch up off the back. You want to keep that nice, strong spinal position so that you can strengthen your core without stressing your back. So next we have the forearm plank. There are two variations of this. Kneeling, which is going to be the easiest variation, or you can do a toe plank. So to perform, let's start on our knees, put our forearms on the ball, and then we're just going to roll out. And you're just going to hold like a traditional plank. Now if that's feeling too easy, all you do is you come up onto your toes, and now you have your forearm plank. And next we have an exercise called stir the pot. So we're going to get into our forearm plank on our toes, and then from there, we're going to stir the pot. So you're just going to move your elbows and your arms in a very small circle to just challenge your core, adding a little bit more of a balance, coordination challenge. Make sure that you go both directions. So next we have our high plank variation, which does require a bit more upper body strength, but if you feel like you have that upper body strength, it's a great way to further strengthen your core. To perform this, we're going to start with our feet on the ball, our hands directly under our shoulders, and then just roll our feet out. And it's another static hold. And next we have an exercise called the Staggered Stance ISO hold. This exercise reminds me of a Palloff press, which is a great way to strengthen the side of our core and important spinal stabilizers. So with this one, we're going to have the ball against the wall. The leg closest to the wall is going to be back in a little bit of a lunge position. That's why it's called the staggered stance. And then we'll have our hands directly in front of us by the wall. And then all we're going to do, you can hold, and then to add a little bit of resistance, you can rotate inward at the core. Not a lot, just enough to feel that core engage, and hold. The next exercise is called the ball wall sit. This is a great way to strengthen your legs, in particular your quads. To perform is relatively easy. You just pin the ball against the wall and then roll down, stopping when your thighs are parallel. Ideally, you want your knees to be in a nice 90-degree position, and you hold, and you start to feel the burn in the quads. And to get out, you just straighten your knees. And next, you can start introducing squat movements. And so similar to the wall sit, we're going to have the ball pinned against the wall. And from there, I bend my knees to squat down, straighten them to press back up. Next, we have the split squat. So to perform this, we've got the ball behind us, the top of the foot on the ball, and from there, we're just going to bend that front leg, come back up, bring the ball close, and bend that front leg. So there you have it. There's 12 of my favorite joint-friendly stability ball exercises. Just a quick note before we go is that the more inflated you can get your ball, the easier and safer it is to perform these exercises. The more deflated, the harder these exercises can become, which can put more stress on your joint. So if it's possible, find the tool, make sure your ball is fully inflated, and go ahead and get started. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below.